Hey, so we are properly. So yeah, we're gonna be playing some Salting the Earth. I have never played a visual novel before. This is my first time. This is gonna be interesting as hell. I'm realizing there's a space and better bury the space on the website, but hey, what do I know? So the gallery looks like this. Apex. Appendix. That's I'm very interested to see that there's actually a map for this, and it's not just some fictional city out in the middle of nowhere. Diagorong is a continent with a sizable population of nymphs, orogons, humans, and merfolks. Humans are rare in... Okay, so I'm gonna pronounce this hella fucking... Diagorong. Compromised only about 10% of the population. Nymphs make up 60% of the citizens of Diagorong. Their body parts have different variations in fur distribution and density. They are adaptable and possess a keen sense of smell. They live all over Diagorong. What? Gaia. We're just gonna shorten that. Dea. Gorong. We're just gonna shorten that to Gorong because I am an idiot. Orogons. Orogons are naturally tall, muscular, and born with a protruding tusks. Although they do not comprise as much of the population as the nymphs, they are heavily intertwined in politics. They find living in tightly knit Orogon communities in urban and suburban affairs favorable. Usurpation War. 1978 to 1983 was the biggest civil war in Gorong's history between the old monarch and the usurpers. It ended with the usurpers taking over the capital city of Batarang. Balls. Bataretung. So that's the looseness on that. I'm Hobble, and we're going to be playing the very first visual novel, as I said. It's going to be entertaining, or really bad. I don't know which one. We're going to find out. Give myself a little more auto-forward time. Actually, I'm going to give myself all the auto-forward time. Just to make sure. Here I switched it to full screen, so not a huge deal. Rollback side, I don't know what that is, so we're gonna leave that alone. Unseen text, skip unseen text, skip after choices, skip transition. Choose your own adventure. Story mode focuses on optimal choices. I don't know, so we're just gonna go choose our own adventure. Yeah, I've only got one earbud on because I have to check. Communal House of Port Tusking. Sorry. They must have built it from the ground up. It doesn't resemble the photos in my history book. Stranger. Still moving. Stranger speaks to me as though she's reading from a manual. She has a commanding and husky voice and a flat accent. After a 2-hour walk from the airport, here I am. 1,200 kilometers from my house, hammered by heat, and stuck on a building ledge chasing a cat. So between me not being able to read, and this being a visual novel, so you're reading a lot, it's gonna be fun. It was a difficult climb, and the shallow, protruding edges didn't provide much help. No rainwater pipes from the direction I climbed up either. Fur on my right arm is drenched as I wipe off another trickle of sweat on my cheek. Another half an hour and I would have turned medium rare. Stranger. Hey, are you listening? She demands it must be the heat because I find her voice increasingly attractive. Rue. Yes, ma'am, I'm still on the move. I say with a light-hearted chuckle. I could do a salute, but no one is watching. Stranger. I am not a ma'am. Rue. With a voice like yours, darling, you should be. She clears her throat after a moment of silence. I exhale aloud, using my right arm. I stagger toward the balcony on the left. My heart thumps in my ears with the hastening beats. It's hastened beats. I close in just above where the stranger's voice was coming from. It's obscured from my position looking down. As if on cue, a gloved right arm sticks out of the window and waves in the air. My right leg stirs in response. Okay, yeah, I read that. Making a severely infinite pattern. Making several infinite patterns, yet she continues waving her arm some more. It's unresponsible to expect her to see me from this. Ah, stirs in response, so it's basically just, got it. I'm there. For the upteenth time, my thoughts begin to drift off again. This time, I wonder what the stranger looks like. It is easy to form a coherent image of stoicism based off her voice. I imagine she could be an intimidating person. All other Oregon women I have met, especially here in Port. I start reading like Siri or whatever. I can't say the other word too loud because listening. Probably start talking from the kitchen. Especially here in Port Tuscane, where some are professionally trained for combat situations. Oregons have bulky physical frames compared to us nymphs. They also have wider shoulders, upright ears, and visible tusks. Right? I don't know about y'all, but her ears looks pretty upright to me. Most of them are cleanly shaven. Actually, cleanly shaven is a poor way to describe them. They lack fur, similar to humans and sewer folks. Why do I get the feeling sewer folks is a slur? I sigh. Despite my size and obvious racial differences, would it be nice if I could fit in easily? I give my thigh an audible slap just as I finish the thought. I mean, you're a nymph. From the description, you guys all kind of vary so drastically none of you fit in with anybody. Other nymphs. I wonder if it's like a family line thing, like if they're tied in by family. No takesy-backsies. Like all family lines look alike with slight varying depending on who they marry to. Or if it's just every single nymph looks different no matter what. Stranger, you know this is the 3rd floor, right? The question jolts me back to reality. A sense of anxiety settles in. I've been speaking to myself out loud. I'm making a poor first impression with a possible ally in this foreign community. What are you doing on the 3rd floor anyways? I'm a great climber. I got this. My mouth quivers from the height. I haven't got this at all. As I feel myself slipping forward, my fingers tightly weave the ledge. Chipped, colored nails scratch the dust off this brittle cornice. That could have ended badly. True. If I still have my spare clothes, I'd have fashioned them into a rope and be on the ground already. Stranger, didn't bring your clothes? True. When I got off the plane, my baggage was collected by someone called Micah? I was left with nothing except for my carry-on. Stranger. Rue, which was confiscated while I was dealing with customs. I left it by the beach. I left it by itself on the beach. The woman elicts a huff. She's either not good at hiding her emotions or doesn't attempt to. I make tiny wobbles with my bottom to move towards the balcony. The conversation is dragging on, and I can't even use my puppy eyes to win her over. What are you doing on the 3rd floor, though? The thin ledge makes a small crackling noise. Might not hold my weight for much longer. Look around and spot a higher ledge where I assume to protrude further. It's hard to tell from this. There's no point of climbing even higher when I'm already so close to the balcony. Rue, I don't usually scale buildings my first day. Trust me. Rue, there was a cat up these ledges meowing. Meow, meow. That means help get me down. Rue, should not be confused with meow meow, which means I want to roll over and eat your hand when you pet my tongue. Stranger, you don't speak cat at all, do you? I can imagine the eye rolling already. Rue, what? I gasp out loudly, dramatically faking my hurt. Rue, was it that obvious? Stranger, cat was gray with the white belly? Rue, yeah, the two-tailed cat. The Oregon is silent for a moment, contemplating. Stranger, that was Spirit, roams around. Rue, next time, I won't trip! The ledge beneath me gives in suddenly with a crunchy crack. Oxygen bursts into my mouth. White rubble trails are dribbling to the ground below. Everything seems to slow down to an excruciating point. I squint my eyes and mutter to myself. Rue, oh shit. Luckily, my hand manages to catch onto the top windowsill. My heart lurches at the thought of possibly falling to my death. Stranger, your hand! Give me your hand! Stranger reaches out to me. At this angle, she appears to be kneeling on the bottom window stool with her other hand grabbing the panel casing securely. Please, Hobble. Bottom half of my body dangles heavily, pulling me towards the ground while my legs are propelled towards the window. Stranger, let go. I got you. Give in. Just when I fall within her reach, her hand catches my arm and yanks me upward into her body. She slowly drops from the window stool to the ground, unfazed by her collective weight. Her arms still wrapped around me securely. My feet touch the ground, my shivering body collapses in her chest. I don't know what she just said. Let's see. Yay, I found the button. Okay, that's what she said. Thanks, Steak, for that 2 months. That's almost 2 years, guys. You could. Oh, that's why you couldn't hear it. Thought that was on. Thanks for the host, Steak. That. Almost 2 years, guys. 2 years. Shout out for Steak. And here for Steak for that awesomeness. How's the day going, Steak? What you up to now? As my feet touch the ground, my shivering body collapses into her chest. Yes, it is a game. It's a visual novel. I've never read it, done anything like this, so thank you. The wildly beating heart in my chest makes it difficult to form words. By instinct, my fingernails attempt to sink themselves into the firm flesh to fail. Loud. I'll fix that. Hopefully that'll fix it. Wildly beating... I already read that. That'll fix it. Oh, big return button, right? Better balance. Good. Let's see. Ranger. Ow! My lungs heave, attempting to inhale uneven breaths of oxygen. So far, my reading skills have been at like 85%. And I'm having to make sure that the dog doesn't cause a fuss out there. Didn't get up for like 4... I'm breathing. That's the thing. I haven't really done much of anything today at all. Period. This is the most eventful thing I've done all day. Yeah. When my senses stabilize, the first thing I feel is her body heat. Skin is hot like a heating pad. I maybe should not have played this on stream, but we're gonna find out. Ranger. Safe now. Breathe. He whispers comfortingly, puffs of warm breath ghost to the top of my head. Breathing. Through. Only in. Add. Have you eaten today's steak? Have you done the eatings and the waterings and the petting of the cats and self-care. Were you in? You weren't in raid, right? Because you had to slept for most of the day. Is that why? Or did you already do the raid? I went and got a haircut. Nice. Less shaggy is always good. I definitely need one. I'm fluffy. My eyes hazily pry apart when I finally feel her reassuring hand on my shoulder, peppering awkward pats. Oh. Pat. Got it. Do all of them just walk around with fingerless gloves? I have questions. I bring my arms down where my fingers can dabble hard skin. That had to hurt. It's right there. Thought of falling flashes back in my mind. I immediately grab onto her like a lifeline. Front of her shirt scrunches up in my shaking fists. Does she think I smell like sweat and sunburn? She probably doesn't think you smell at all. She's probably wondering why. Taking in another deep breath, I look up at the woman. Tense red eyes bear a worried scowl. There is an orange hue in her blood-colored irises. I can only see at a distance. A few scars mark the bottom half of her face. Alright. Sentinel officer, perhaps? Bears the distinctive sigil tattoos of the Oregon. Ranger, aside from the cornice, break anything else on your way down? And that's when the dream ends. The woman ducks her face as she pulls away. She turns to inspect the exterior of the building. Taken my surroundings at last. There's a large indoor pool. What? Okay, it's not a dream? I don't think. Let's inspect the exterior of the building. Okay, change of scene. She's in the pool now. Okay, I'm there, same page. It wasn't a dream. She was just clingy McClingy son because she nearly fell, chasing a cat, a two-tailed cat, and then the other woman was like, look, did you break the building or not? Like, I get it, you were scared, but you're here, you're on the ground, you're safe. Did you break the building or not? Got it. Got it. Honest. Okay. I take in my surroundings at last. It is a large indoor pool. There is no one else around but this lonesome Oregon figure. Ranger, wait, were you on this? Wait, why is You know what? We're gonna read further and then we'll ask questions. It's not far from the balcony. Be a quick fix. He mutters. He then lets out a long sigh. I wonder how much the boss will hate. Ranger. Bro, I'm fine too, by the way. Thanks for asking. Okay, so earlier she said they have upright ears. Her ears look pretty upright too. I guess because the fold or the flop or whatever you want to call it, it's not considered upright. I don't fuck. The woman spins around and crosses her arms. She's in fatigue. Brew. After taking in the full sight of my rescuer in all her glory, I have to admit she isn't a bad looker. On the contrary, I find her quite attractive. Very, very tall. I added one too many very there. Thanks, Steak. I didn't think it would be too obvious. You know, I figured it might be a little under the radar. With her broad shoulders and a strong pair of arms, she is nothing short of a model Oregon woman. Chiseled cheeks complement those focused eyes. Her hair is woven into a messy high bun, revealing the curvature of her defined neck and collarbones in their entirety. Her right bicep looks like someone took a bite out of it. Took a bite out of crime. Right, I am too for this. Painful still? What would it feel like to touch? Didn't you already touch it? I feel like you already touched it. Battle scars are littered along her arms. What else does she? Tight-fitting outfit. She's in fatigues, man. That's not... Whatever. Stranger. A chuckle escapes my throat. This would be a good place as any to stop imagining. Okay, so the pool area is on the 3rd floor. I don't know why the pool area is on the 3rd floor, but that seems like a very bad idea. Brew, I didn't realize it was a pool. Stranger. Yep. He agrees with a blunt nod. Brew, not a popular time for swimming. Yeah? Ranger, it is our nap time right now. The image of many large Oregons gathered around and proceeding to have their collective nap makes me loud. This place is more easygoing than the military. Is she in the military? What? You're a werewolf talking to an orc and you're suspicious with disbelief is the pool on the 3rd floor. Okay, technically I'm a nymph, but you know what? You're right. She's like a weird werewolf nymph. She's a were-nymph or something. I don't know. And I am talking to a large orc woman. You are correct. Suspended disbelief of a 3rd floor pool is a little much. Rue, was that what you were doing here before you found me? Ranger, aye, it's coming in here. Ranger, no one would swim right after lunch. Rue, I'm glad you were here then. Thank you again, love. British? No more climbing for me for a while. For lack of trying, feels good to make fun of myself a little. Also, where did you start climbing? Like, did you start on the first floor? Did you find another room to get out of? Obviously not this one, otherwise you would have known it was a pool. You don't appreciate being alive until you death. Plus, 9 out of 10 doctors agree that Pancake is not a good look. 10th would be my cousin, New, who never let me forget the fact I crashed his bike into an oven. Long story. I want to know, though, like, 1, was it a bike, or was it a motorbike? And 2, what oven was this? Was it an outside oven? Which is less of an interesting story. If it wasn't an outside oven, was it an inside oven? Inside a, like, normal house? Or did you happen to crash into, like, the bakery of a grocery store? Like, how did that work? Alright. You enjoy those solo forges? I would ask, maybe jump into chat and see if someone else there is done with raid. If they're not, good luck. Even I don't hate myself that much. Stranger, not a worry. I can always catch you again. True, I don't plan on doing it again, but I will see what I can do. Oh, where's my manners? Rue Cherry Wada. Wadi. Cherry Wati? The new sous chef. How do you do? Sounds about right. Chewbacca! Rue Chewbacca. That's her name now. I flash my brightest smile and extend my hand. He looks deep in thought. After a moment, she shakes her head. Sorry, says the stranger. You remind me of someone I know. Rue Chewbacca. I can't get over that. She knows. Rue, just Rue is fine. I didn't catch your name. I am Durong. Stranger, says the stranger. Just Durong. Durongalila? I'm unsure if it was an attempt at telling a joke, because the deadpanning is on point. I push my hand upward a little more to catch her attention. Durong shifts from one foot to another with her head tilted to the side. She watches my hand with an indecipherable curiosity for a few seconds before she figures out. I latch onto her warm hand with both of mine and give it. Her expression softens for a moment. A scowl is put back on her face. For the dog hacking. Sneeze. Rude, does your name mean anything? Although we live in the same country and speak the same language, we still keep our people's naming tradition. You're wrong. It means stiff weed. Is that a weed? Rue. Oh. It suits you to a T. The wrong nods. Yours mean. Rue. Wild Chewbaccas. Or Chewbacca cherries? Yeah, we're gonna go with Chewbacca cherries. You're wrong. Starting to live up to it. I mean, the Chewbacca's people do live in trees, so being in high places and extra furry, this works out. Durong's mouth twitches upward, building into a soft smile. Rue, you mentioned knowing me? What was that about? Am I that popular? You were the one the boss is mad at. You didn't show up for orientation this morning. Boss. You mean Nimgan? Supposedly, if my flight had arrived on time, I would have been picked up at the airport and escorted here by someone named Micah. Nimgan was my first point of contact. Durong nods slightly. It had people talking. I'm confident my lateness wasn't the only thing worth gossiping about. My being the only nymph in this community would also be a popular topic too, perhaps. Mad was she? Give me the sugar-coated version. Wrong size. Was she still mad? It doesn't sound like the Nimgon that I know of. She was an absolute angel on the phone compared to the contact I had before they approved mine. We had several lengthy calls. Put me at ease speaking to her with her laugh and her laugh was infectious. She made me feel like it would She made me feel like it could all work out. Is this one of those cases where a person's phone manners differ from the way they carry themselves in real life? Customer service voice! Yeah! True, I shouldn't waste more of her time, eh? Wrong nods in agreement. I'm done. He heads to the door and turns back, her fingers doing a confident beckoning. I could only follow her. Locker rooms. Slip behind a door marked with a female symbol, rows of amber-tinted lockers. They must have installed them recently. Wood is brand new. This room is big enough to accommodate 2 sports teams. My nose picks up the clear lacquer scent, which is mixed with a chlorine from the swimming pool treatment. Durong doesn't make any stops to gather her things. A well-lit long corridor lies beyond the locker room door. It is spotless clean and bears minimal decor. He's on a base. It is just like what Durong had told me. Completely silence haunts this hallway. Complete silence. Door on my left, next to the fire hose, a plate that says stairs. Top of it. Wrong. My room is 304 if you need me. Wrong points to the other end of the hall. Pool is the only walk to yours then? Don't. Pool is only a walk to you. I would rather have the gym being at the distance. Gym is on the 5th floor. The wrong lament. True. Not a fan of cardio, love? That's not... I can't swim well. Wrong ducks her face to avoid my inquisitive gaze. Her bashfulness makes me want to pick on her more. Anyway, the elevator won't take us down to the basement. Wrong clears her throat loudly, successfully changing the topic. It is as if she has heard me thinking. Her thumb points at the green door on our left. Her eyes narrow. The way, Durong? I latch onto her arm. Durong stops and looks at it for a second. She opens her mouth as if she's about to say something. She ultimately decides against it last second and continues walking with my arm hooked around hers. Door squeaks open. Durong holds it in place. Allowing me to get inside. The empty corridor emits an eerie feeling. I feel as if we're being watched. I mean, if it's a military base, you probably are. Cameras and... I turn back to double check, but there is no one else around. It is a little difficult to see where I'm... We walk side by side with me being close to the handrail. I get caught staring at her a few times. Doesn't seem to mind. You're from Adala? In the north? Have you heard of the Spider Forest? Oh, damn, am I from the Spider Forest? It's in the same area. Oh, thank God. Adala is blessed with thriving tropical weather. Unfortunately, it also means we are infested with arthropods. arthropods. Rue, where did you come from? Durong takes another 3 steps before she mutters a lethargic reply under her breath. Liskram, close to Waturang. Turatang. It is hard to blame Durong. Towns around the capital city of Baturatang suffered the most. Durang reaches out to grab me by my forearm when I miss my step. My eyes are glued on her serious face the whole time. Got it. I'm playing a klutz. A klutzy werewolf for Chewbacca, named after Chewbacca cherries. Got it. Watch where you're going. I nod. My hand tightens its grip on the handrail as we continue our trip. Eventually, we reach the lowest floor. The door frame to this basement is bolted to the wall with high-strength anchors. The area seems to be designated to withstand heavy pressure. It makes sense to me that someone of Dimgran's caliber would choose to stay down here. Despite its thickness, Rong pulls the door open. So strong, Durong. Only a door. Back. Durong pauses for a second to give me a look over. Most of us are not a pretty petite thing. Think I'm pretty? Blurted out. Cannot help but giggle to myself, disregarding Durong's puzzled scowl. Lights flicker on and off in this old basement. Pipes of many shapes and sizes run along the length of this long, dark hall. The sound of water dripping is calming. On my right is a glass window with fish swimming just right outside. Ah! A large shadow floats away from me, leaving a long trail of dark liquid. Shadow. Rue, you okay? What? Yeah. I thought I saw a shadow carrying something. I rubbed my eyes. There's no trace of it. It must have been a trick of the light. The place smells a little musky, salty, but it isn't as bad as I have imagined. Ventilators are well. My right arm loops around her left when it descends onto flat ground. Can't refrain from screaming. I haven't held a gun in a long time. Rue, don't flex. Wrong, I'm not flexing. We've been lightly bantering the whole way down. Have you? You just seem to be tripping on shit. Wrong seems intimidating, but I believe she isn't a bad person. Ah, would you look at that? That's friendly. A friend here already. I don't know if you're punning or if you mean that. Seems about punning. Beautiful. Durong tilts her head and watches me for a second. Her look undecipherable. Friend? Friend. Oh, you mean the boss? True. No. It's you. Durong? I could not be any clearer than I meant you. Of course. Be friends. I detach myself from Durong when we stop at the first door to the left. The door has no nameplate on top of it. If someone glanced at this door, they would shrug it off as a utility room. This is where she is. There are more rooms down the hall. All occupied? I asked. The yellow stop sign lies midway through the curved hall. There are no lights beyond that point. A sense of curiosity permeates my mind. Sorry, but you're apparently living in a place with a lot of large, buff military people or women. I wouldn't want to go in a dark, deep alley. You don't know what any of them are capable of. You don't know any of them except this one person. You haven't even met the boss person you've been talking to. storage rooms, mostly. Rooms. Higher-ups used to live down here, but they are now left. Durong relaxes against the wall. I almost forgot to ask. You okay with the eel people, eh? Like, your folk? I asked. Don't call them that here, okay? Especially not in front of the boss. Oh, I'm sorry. Is merfolks okay? Merfolks, sea lass, or eel people? Still know little about these merfolk. That is about. We have yet to come up with a constant term. Yeah, sewer folk seem like a slur saying, because sewer is normally where infestation, rats, diseased giant-ass cockroaches, dead bodies, things like that are found, where shit goes. You really don't want to be referred to that. From the books, they seem to have evolved from electric eels. They are all carnivores and do not appear to have some communication capability. People. Same communication. A lot of them nest in the sewage system, hence the term sewer folks. They eat a wide range of protein, from pets to rats, insects, and larvae. There are occasional stories in the news with footage of them eating bridge jumpers, corpses tossed into the sewer by murderers. Oh. Maybe I spoke too soon? If they don't attack me, I said, I suppose I have nothing against them. Is there a particular reason why they're happy? Wrong. Preparing you. Nimgan must have a soft spot for them. It is sweet that Durong seems worried about my meeting Gon. Is there anything else about her? Tell me. Uses hotmail shell check. They. Scary. Isn't that interesting? Can't imagine Durong cowering at anyone's sight. There's a difference between being scared of someone and cowering. They can promote that. He's a kobold. But yeah, there is a big difference between being scared of someone and cowering at them. On the phone, Nimgan gave me the impression of a nice woman who would give you cookies. I have never met her in person, despite everything. Durong knocks on the door. It's Durong from the 3rd floor, ma'am. I have Rue with me? Rue Chewbacca? There is no answer coming from the other side of the door. Both give each other shrugs. Durong tries again. Nimgan, it's open! Jeez! This time, there's a familiar voice calling. No shouting from behind the door. No shouting. Oh. Durong tries the handle again. Indeed, open. You will be fine. Okay? I don't know, Durong, I think. Will I? He turns to leave, but reluctantly stops after 2 steps. Do I wait for you, or trails off? Not necessary. I've bothered you plenty today. I did. Durong nods in agreement. Durong isn't one to mince words. But I will see you later. Okay? Stairs. 3rd floor. Room 304. I chime in. Thanks for the walk, love. Give her a nod in acknowledgement. She seems more at ease when she sees me smile. Durong gives me a salute before going upstairs. Breaths through deep breaths, eye contact, and my smile. Brace myself before going inside Nimgan's office. What hits me first is the luxuriously large aquarium wall. The aquarium runs farther back to the walls behind the curtains. The aquarium is mostly empty, save for decorative rocks. Golden humanoid figure elegantly floats back and forth from behind the glass. I wonder if this aquarium leads to... That's... Oh, that's creepy. Pain. Realization finally dawns on me. This must be the ill person Durong has implied. She bears a toothy smile at me. I secretly hope it's a friendly smile. Is that a... I think that's a second set of teeth in the... where the... in the... bet the booze, like, Black Lagoon. The boss is a Black Lagoon. Yeah, at this rate, it looks like it. The act of swallowing suddenly becomes increasingly difficult. With my luck, the aquarium glass would crack open. I can imagine the tombstone already. Here lies Rue, 1961 to 4, fish food. 30 years old. She's 33. Whoa! With my focus being on the eel person, I walk right into a large Oregon standing in the middle of the room. Good job! Bounce back while she remains unfazed. Shit. So far you have come above nobody's shoulders. Rue Chewbacca? I'm gone. That is me, I think. What do you forget? Are you or are you not? A large red Oregon, I assume, is to be Nemgod. Scratches her head. Yes, I am Rue. Scent rubbed off on me after our collision. Beneath the fancy cologne is an unpleasant hint of talk. Count several pieces of jewelry on her person, a thick gold necklace on top of her high-threaded turtleneck. It's an armless turtleneck, like good God Almighty. The ill person knocks on the glass once and waves at me. The ill person understand us? Yes, wave back. Wave back, you heathen. Right. Take a seat, God instructs. Just standard procedures. Sorry. She smiles at me and makes herself comfortable. Wow. Talk about a 180. Nimgon sits comfortably at the end of the long couch. She crunches her brows while looking over a bunch of document folders. Lost her eye. Looks like a bit like a mob boss. This is a personal laptop computer. There is a personal laptop computer lying on her desk. Top-end brand. My friend Koi bragged about her being on the wait list just to order one last month. The eel person floats closer to where Nimgon is. Never have I seen an eel person from a distance. She's a bizarre giant fish with curious protuberances on her forehead. It's like hair. It's like kelp. Like, it's not that hard to figure that out. For someone as fluffy as you should kind of understand the differences. Her skin emits low light, barely visible under the brightness of the aquarium. A permanent smile is branded on her face. She seems relatively... Have a seat. Imgon beams and pats the space next to her. Ooh. That's awfully close. Is it okay to discuss this in front of... It occurs to me I don't know how to address the ill person. Oh, her? Nimgon thumbs at the ill person with an inquisitive tone. He continues with a nod. That's fine. Morak's mine. She can't understand us well, but she does what she wants. Nimgod's mellow voice puts me off. Gives me a different impression on what she would look. Yeah, okay, most mob bosses have a nice voice, and they shoot you in the back. I prefer standing. Right, let's get to it then. You are late. You missed the bus I sent out. You missed the bus I sent out to you. You didn't answer any of my calls. She emphasized each accusation with a throaty grunt. The ill person knocks on glass again. This time she shakes her head and You're being judged. Nimgon lifts her brows and her scowl quickly turns into a smile. Therefore, some explanations would be nice, thanks. Her voice softens. It is as if I am speaking to two different people. I'm sorry, my plane took off late and there was some trouble with my carry-on. When I finally found my way out of the customs, the bus had already left, and my phone ran out of credits. I couldn't return calls. Nimgon gives me an understanding nod. I'm gonna be the ditz of this story, I can feel it now. Imagine my worry when Micah arrived with only your luggage. Although, it is just like Micah to forget a whole person. Nimgon laughs wholeheartedly. The muffled sound of glass tapping gives Nimgon's attention. They exchange looks. This is feeling like a backseat managering. Manager? So you walked here? Yes, took me about 2 hours or 2 hours of sunburn, and I won't even get a tan. Okay, she did say some gunk. I won't even get a tan. Really? It wouldn't have taken that long. Faster. Wow, what useful advice. My face puts on an unamused smile. Nimgon clears her throat. Nimgon brings up the file and starts reading it. It says here, your old sergeant from the army gave an outstanding recommendation letter. Not this again. It opened up my perspective on the war and helped me mature as a woman. However, 5 years in the military was more than enough. I made sure to omit the details of my self-taught lock-picking skills and my trespassing charges committed in my teenage years. So what if I wandered in abandoned malls and buildings? It's not like I was hurting anyone. There is no straightforward way to say this. A large percent of our residents are usurper mercenaries. Our relationships have improved a lot before, but some of us might not get along well with military. Nimgon, I pipe up. Was I hired just to soothe your connection with the military? Current military, the Sentinel mercenaries, have a long-standing history. Initially, both groups were united under the same name, Usurper, with the militia a big throning the late Empress. After the Usurper War, over, a group of nobles and their associates split up from the usurpers to form their new government. Being mercenaries, the rest distanced themselves from the government branches, all the while keeping the name usurper. Over time, they grew into a large and independent defense force of the country. Parrot a talking point of the media, they are simply too large to fall. Meanwhile, the military is still trying to reclaim its lost credibility, even though they now operate under a new government structure. All because they were made up of the old noblewomen and I hired you largely for your skills. Presence is very important to our relationship. Nimgon's gaze softens. Shooting tusks make it harder to smile. You must have heard the rumors of your merger, I offer. Rumor has it that the official military is looking for sentinels to combat rebels, but I find it unlikely they are willing to indulge their competitor. I will neither confirm or deny it. I can only say it might make your life just a teeny bit more difficult. Nimgon's fingers absent-mindedly play with her necklace. There is a good opportunity for our Orogons to interact with other races. As you can see, themselves most of the time. Despite being in the same country, the Orogons have a tendency to build a strong sense of community among themselves. They tend to live in close-knit, densely populated neighborhoods. It isn't unheard of if an Orogon lived in congregation housing all her life. Concrete. That worked. Therefore, while the usurpers were composed of soldiers from different races, after the war, Orogons are the main occupants of the houses. Non-Orogons prefer private housing and traveling to work, rather than staying in a provided facility. That's everything I want. Nimgon leaves the file on top of this document. Nimgon, what interests you about us? Call it casual curiosity. Brew, off the record? She nods, off the record. Both of those sound really tempting. I am interested in Orogons. You have your own type of cuisines. Oh, that's right. I forgot we hired you as a cook. Nimgon taps her chin. Micah was give. Would you look at me? My age is showing at times like these, says the woman who doesn't look a day over 40. Granted, I always find it hard to guess their age. Orogons are so different than nymphs, and they also have a long lifespan. Nimgon, you know what, Brew? I'd love to sample your... I'm only a sous chef, though. I doubt I'm allowed to cook well. I trust you to work it out with them. I'll see what I can do. Nimgon, they say food is something that can be made the same way, but it tastes alters depending on who makes it. I see. When you feed people for food, feed a version of yourself to. I've not thought about it that way. It is difficult to replicate food exactly how I saw it on TV or the food I had in my childhood. Right, he exclaims. That's why each dish, personal to Nimgon gives me an amiable smile. You know, Nimgon, I find... Thanks, Rue. You said that a lot on the phone, but it's nice to hear it in person. Look at me. My first day and I've already made a friend in a new place. Durang? Nimgon. Meant you. But sure, Durang too. Said that to Durang. Girl can't even keep up with her own shit. Does this line not work? Obviously not. You need to stop using it. When Durang said you were scary, it got me a bit worried. What? Shit, what did I do? If she thought I was scary, she has no idea what's coming. No, that was not what I meant. I misspoke. I was just messing with you. You should have seen your face. I have expected Durang to feel. She is still a kid compared to... Wait. How old is she? 22 or something? A knot forms in my belly. Disappointment, perhaps? Durong is younger than I expected. Yeah, she is. That's not where I thought she was. But, really though, Nimgon's face scrunches up again. I quickly figure being called scary does bother her. By the way, where should I stay? Right! It feels like I dodged a bullet, changing the topics at last. We have unisex living areas and same-sex boarding rooms. I was going to assign you to a room all to yourself. Funny thing is, there's a newly vacant slot in the room. It belongs to the former assistant. Place. Oh? I'll take it. I figured staying with Durong would make me feel much more comfortable. He has proven to be reliable and friendly. Well, this is going to get real awkward real quick. I was going to suggest the same thing. We ask her first, though? I ask. Not like she can say no. Fears me so much. Flatly. It feels like I am always towing the line when speaking to her. But it won't be a problem at all. I always feel that group of oddities would benefit from someone normal like you. The previous assistant chef, Dinba, kept them in check while she was here. That, I will have someone bring up your list. Either Durong or Query should be home, right? Please remember to get your security clearance from Dari desk. Oh. Thanks for the opportunity. Gone. Thank you for taking the opportunity. Back. Sound echoing on the glass surface reminds me the eel person is still in the room watching us. It gives me a wave from behind the glass. Wave back, you heathen. Rue turned out to be really nice. She coming in. I don't know if I'm strong enough for it. She. Dark basement is frightening. No one here with me. Really? Nothing? Out loud? Actually, I don't want any. You answer me. Said a little louder. Ignoring the creeping anxiety inside, make long strides. Stairs. Door pulls open with difficulty, even though the Durong made it seem... I don't know. Maybe it's because she's built out of pure green muscle and you're just a little wafer-thin thing. I pull all my back muscles to use. Put all my back muscles. My footsteps echo loudly as I ascend the darkened staircase. Or room 3? Yes. In the back of my mind, I feel this is the start of something life-changing. Residents have filed out of the corridor by the time I reach my floor. I have never seen so many Oregons in one place. There were only a handful of where I came from. Some hang around the doors speaking with each other. Some of them are drying their hair off with large beach towels. I assume they just had a swim in the pool. When I finally come into the light, they stop what they are doing to watch me. Oregon women and like. Unlike most women, most Oregon men have sharp tusks coming down from instead of their lower jaw. Oh. Feel like an object being displayed in a museum, subject to public scrutiny. I mean, you kind of are. You're the new kid on the block. So... Their faces transcribe what they feel. Uncertainty. Hi, I'm Rue Chewbacca. Just Rue is fine. I hope we'll get along. I use my friendliest smile, as if I'm not aware of all this negativity. Resident A. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the neighborhood. The Oregons smile and move closer to me. They introduce themselves and give me stock welcome line. I revel in it. All of this attention feels good to me. I'm making a difference just by being. I hang out in the corridor for a while. Without me noticing, someone has stacked my luggage in front of a door. Door to my room, 304. Hey, that rhymed. Thanks for the welcome party. I'm still a little worn out from my trip. I need to get some. I say farewell to the Oregons circling around me. Room 30. Could be that one. Second one on the bed. It finally came off. Hello? I asked. Without a key, I could only knock. Either Query or Durong. Yeah, Query. Durong would be inside. I recall Nimgon's word. Need a new roomie? Oh my god. I resist the urge to see myself out. That was a perfect delivery. Who? Wrong opens the door. Wrong! Familiar face answers the door. True. Apparently we are roomies now. The wrong eyes stop at my luggage just outside the door. Heard the news. In. He waves me in whilst grabbing my luggage and to move them. I put my hand on top of hers. Stops what she's doing to her. You don't have to. I want to. Strong scoffs and carries my heavy luggage inside without wobbling while I would have jolted over. I sigh and slip. He's got a shit ton of weight. She's just muscle. It is getting dark by the time I reach. The room has plain decoration. The northern part of the room is a 4-person bunk bed. Books that cover many different topics are everywhere. That seems about right. Nimgon mentioned someone else beside Darong who lives here, although I don't expect it to be a 4-person room. Also, that monitor is old as fuck, son. Like, holy shit. But I guess this is in the 90s? It would take some time to get used to company. I was by my lonesome self back home for many years. Bottom right is especially messy, beer bottles all over them. That wrongs? She drink? Despite our friendly banter, I still know little about Durong. A woman occupies the bottom left bed. Her eyes are closed, while her hand is idly petting a cat on her tummy. So, I mean, you've literally known her for maybe 30 minutes from the time you started talking to her with her arm out the window to the time you fell and caught, went through the pool, and Nimgon. Like, yeah. Hey, that's the cat! I exclaimed. The woman jolts awake and turns to me, all the while the cat screeches out loud and bounces upward. The woman quickly catches it mid-air and holds it in her lap. It is all incredibly comical. Who told me that? Okay, are those... I think those are scars. The brown ones? Oh, shit. Sorry for scaring you. The woman says nothing. Her eyes look right through. She isn't as big as Durong, but the scars on her body tell just as many stories. Oh hey, someone she actually comes up past shoulder to, finally. I find the lengthy scar woven around her neck especially captivating. Ooh. Where that's at, there's a possibility she doesn't talk. Save. Let's sit in the save screen because I don't know if it's going to jump. And we're going to go check on the cats and dogs and grab something to drink. And we'll be see. Captivating. Silence sets in at last. Wrong. This is query. Okay. The wrong steps in. She has finished putting away my luggage. And Rue. Yes, that one. Drawing turns to query and introduces it. It is safe to say everyone knows who I am. Hi, I'm Rue Chewbacca. You can call me Rue. I hope we get along. Query hums. Query refuses to say anything. She and her cat only stare at me from bewilderment in their eyes. I mean, you did chase the cat up to the 3rd story of a building that you have no idea, like, not only were you late, but you also decided to make a detour by chasing a cat, nearly fell off the building, got introduced to this kid, Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love Fatigues kid here, and then the first thing she gets introduced to is you scaring the hell out of her and nearly making her fall out of bed and the cat gone flying. Yeah, I'd be a little, like, too. The cat, though, when in doubt, find a common ground. Luke, Spirit, say hello to the cat. Spirit. We meet again, Spirit. You remember, aye, says Durong. Durong seems impressed. Furry's head even bobs slightly in approval. Rue will work with you in the kitchen, Query. Query glances at Durong, then back at me. Fingers are stroking Spirit. What time do you get to work again? Durong asks. 6. Quietly. Query says with a bold and girdled voice. Uniform? Query and queries. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. If I wasn't streaming, I'd see my way out. Got them with me. I'd been delighted when I received it in a parcel last month. Measurements checked out perfectly. Satisfied with how the situation resolved, she lies back down on the bed with her back against it. I approached Durong, pulling at her shirt. Durong glances at Query, then crouches down to speak into my ears. Person. Query is pretty okay. She isn't a big book. Puffs of breath tickle my ear. Focus, girl. Focus. She got hung. Got a lot better now. She got hung? Yikes. She drops her comment nonchalantly. That must be where the scars on her throat came from. That's a lot of bottles, by the way. To bring her attention back to the mess, and those bottles not a bother for them? Yeah, don't touch them. We will make Kayang clean them up. Kayang? Kayang, excuse me. He must be the one with the messy bedside manners. I have to hit the gym now. Wrong state. Will you be okay by yourself? The wrong seems to have got it all together. This is wrong, but I am somewhat self-conscious. I will just take a shower and go to sleep. Your bed is on the right. Up. Here in my closet by the door. Okay, so Query sleeps in the lower left. Kai sleeps in the lower right. She sleeps in the upper left. and my character's supposed to sleep in the upper right. I sleep above the messy one. Awesome. That seems particularly great. The other one is Kayang and Queries. That is on the right top. Oh no, wait. I sleep above the quiet one. Yes! Wait, that's the left. No, I do sleep above the car. Damn it! The other one is Kai and Queries. Kayang. Which one is your bed? Top left. Technically, we would sleep in the same bed. It is hard to describe this sudden tug in my chest. Focus, girl. Only been here for an hour. Calm down. The wrong gives me a salute and leaves. Wow, that military stick is real fresh in her. 4 beds. Wrong, Query, and myself, and unknown Kai. I exhale out loud. Long day. If anything, I have been getting along well with Wrong. Silently hope tomorrow will be better than today. Take a long bath and then go to bed. Ooh. You ever dream you were someone else, Samuel? Samuel doesn't reply right away. He cuts the tip of the cheap home brand coffee bean bag, fills up the machine. Wastewater spills all over the table, and Samuel. I know him, know his type. His silence is a weapon because he knows it would hurt. All the time, Ruth. Samuel says before I have my chance to point out the mess. I think I had a dream. I was in a school again. I think it was a school. I can't remember. There were plenty of different people. No one cares about other people's dreams. We love to tell them, regardless. Machine crushes beans loudly, drowning out my voice. He ignores me again. He does it just to annoy me. I try to remember if we ever had a good talk, but came up with nothing. When will Orang get here? Orang? I will let you know when Miranda is here. Blurts out. Miranda? The name arouses nostalgia, like the bottom of my lips, liking her. Loud ring jerks me awake. Darkness surrounds me, still through my heavy eyelid. Dawn has yet to come. Thankfully, the annoying noise goes dim after a few seconds. My eyes manage another blink before I fall back to sleep. Warm cover feels good to snuggle. Coffee. Curl my legs up into a shrimp-like. Ah! My dismay, the noise starts again just moments later, from somewhere around my feet. Its deafening ring pierces under my blanket. Wha! A kick hits something solid. Crashing noise comes just a second. Wrong. You killed Spirit! I did what? Wrong looks down from her side of the bed. I follow her gaze to the sight of a destroyed alarm clock on the mat next to the bunk ladder. Kai gave it to me. Flushing sound echoes from a corner of the room. Our attention is pulled toward Query, who emerges from the bathroom. Her cat, Spirit, follows her footsteps like a chick to a hen. He is unscathed. It is telling that Query is equally puzzled by the sight of the destroyed alarm clock. He looks to us for an answer. What's wrong, love? Take a deep breath before I continue. Did you name your alarm clock Spirit? I asked. It looked ghastly, didn't it? Durong ends her sentence with a somber note. Kaiyang, it's for you. A ghost? Oh, it's a panda! No shit! How did you not notice that? It's a panda. I'll call it Spirit. Thanks, Kaiyang. It's a panda. Durong hums forlornly. Remorse builds up inside me. I'm out of the corner of my eye. Query picks up the broom and starts. Wait, Query. Let me do it. It was my fault. Query ignores me calling out her name. By the time I come down from my bed, Query has disposed of the pieces. Nip pause. Nip pull. Oh my god, that shirt. I make room for Query, who walks past me with her dust bag. My feet nearly knock over the bottle. How long have the bottles been left out here? She's even got a panda on her shirt. How? Slept okay? Durong asked. Durong has climbed down without me realizing. Silent as fuck. And who sleeps in spiked earrings? I mean, she slept in her. Never mind. You know what? It must be an earring thing. Morning, Durong. Aye, it is indeed morning. Good comeback. Since I went to sleep ahead of her, it's only now that I can inspect Durong's sleepwear. She looks younger with her hair down and an oversized shirt. The hem is long enough to touch her bare thighs. That shirt would swallow me. All of this I find very... cute. Did you say cute? Yes. Durong lifts her brows. Her voice still maintains that dull tone. Sleepiness makes her voice even droop. You like pandas? They're cute. Pandas. Pouch bears that live on a single food source. Bamboo leaves. Pouch bears. Alright, I have never heard that term before, and I think I want to keep it. Their two major daily activities are to eat and to poop. Pandas need to consume at least 10% of their body weight a day, defecate a dozen times. If you really think about it, pandas are sort of useless. Huh? Why would you say that? Why would I say that? They only look cute and eat excessively. Are you implying something? No, I was talking about real pandas. So you hate them. A hurt look appears on Durong's face. What? Oh. It came across that way, didn't it? Why are we even talking about pandas? I only meant to praise how cute you are. Conversation has derailed detrimentally. Yeah, it has. Thanks. He leans onto the ladder and looks at me up and down. I guess she is trying to find something to reciprocate. Wearing a shirt? Or are you going to wear the shirt everywhere? Cute, isn't it? Catnip? Get it? Oh. No, I don't think that's Cat. I don't think that's what it's supposed to, but it makes sense. But why? Nope. Nope. Because of the cat paws. Wrong raises her eyebrows even higher when I pull at my shirt so she could have a full look at the prints. If they so. Oh. Wrong doesn't sound too convinced. I don't think it says catnip. I don't think it's supposed to be that. That's one way to start the day. Awkward conversation. Thinking it over, Durong is only in her early 20s. She so full of life and free to date whoever she likes. Can't help but recall my failed relationship with Permata. When you were young, it is so easy to mistake everything for love. The sun hasn't risen yet, but the steel blanket of darkness still building. The clock on the wall reads 5:15. Still a while to go before my shift. My first shift. Excited by the mere thought of it. I have Koi to thank for notifying me of this position. It was nice she thought of me, even when our friendship has become low maintenance over the year. I turned to find Durong putting her clock back together. Ouch! The clock is busted, losing one leg and keeling to the side. It definitely looks like the spirit of a dead panda now, so I guess the name kind of fits. Its bells are deformed, the metal parts are damaged, a large crack spreads into a ghastly smile. Cog wires. That looks horrifying. It looks like a panda ghost now, I admitted. If ghosts even existed. According to some residents, they do. Come again? I asked. This building is said to be haunted. I query. That's a spooker. Valued my sleep. I don't think I should press for more answers. Durong bobs her head towards query. I forgot she was still in the room. Got spine or some shit. How long has she been listening to our conversation? This entire time? Wrong. Bath? Query asks. Query mutters with a strain in her vocal folds. Vocal folds? No. Brain catches on. You're wrong. Took a bath after my exercises left. Hey, I should definitely come with you. I pipe up. We are going to work right after this anyway, correct? Just like Durong, I also took a bath late last night for my sleep. Still, I wouldn't miss out a chance to befriend my other roommate, Query. Query looks at Durong as if to ask for her opinions. Good idea. Go roo around. Only with Durong's agreement, she nods to me. See you at lunch? I doubt that. We'll be busy with practice. Our troop is going to Ganbong in a few weeks. Oh, I see. I work all day, so good night. It would be an understatement to say Query isn't conversation. She looks deep in her own thoughts even when we walk side by side. She makes small strides toward the bathroom with her fingers entangled in her braids. Her eyes are glued to the floor most. We touch shoulders when she walks into my path. With her heavy weight, a nudge is enough to bump me slightly to the Query shudders as if I were made of fire. Jumps closer to the wall on the side. Walk for another 5 meters, then it happens again. Saunters into my path. It would assume it was on purpose, if not for her benign doe eyes. Whoa, careful, love. There are more ways to get my attention. I wink and Query looks flustered. She's adorable, like a big cuddly teddy bear. I didn't overdo it. It's a very skittish cat, and you're a werewolf wearing a Nip Paul's shirt. So, public bathroom. We don't have these where I admit. Floor is for girls. Next one. Have to talk. Yep. I'm gonna talk a bit louder for Query. This floor is for girls. Next one for boys. Query says under her breath. Every time she speaks, I have the urge to clear my throat. Query slumps forward when she walks, with both her hands clasped tight in front. Her fingers constantly fidget. Her eyes haven't been on mine for more than a couple seconds. So nervous. You know, honestly, if I got hung, I would be nervous as fuck too. Do I make you nervous? I asked. How can I make it better for you? Rue is an army soldier, he asked me. Army? No, not anymore. The question caught me off guard. I knew my service would be brought into question at one point. It isn't like I'm trying to hide this part of my life. I'm proud of what I did for this country. However, considering the current political tension, I was under the impression that this information wouldn't be publicly available. I'm only a chef like you. You said you were, Query said. Who? Nimgan? Query nods readily. I wonder if Query is someone respectable in this community to be kept informed. Does everyone know? No. Only the elders know, and the department head. I was only in the army for 5 years after the big war had ended. I only did patrol and all that gunk. I wasn't involved with anything prior to that. Ah. There's a big smile if I ever saw one. Glad that got cleared up. Though she only has a partial knowledge of my time in the service. I'm happy the tension between us has been relieved. Delving into this further isn't a good idea. Several pairs of shoes have been lined up neatly outside the changing room by the time we arrive. Query's shoes join the others at the door. Meanwhile, I clean my feet on the mat before entering. As I presumed, most women here are well built from head to toe. They look intimidating. This was one reason not many humans and nymphs were willing to fight in the front lines. Can't imagine going to war against these muscled giants. Being a fairly tall nymph, 180 centimeters, I barely needed to look up when speaking to others. Not until now. Some of them giggle when I pass by, which I presume is because of the prints on my shirt. But time to translate. Is 5'9". Wow, she's tall. She's 5'9". Holy shit. She big. Wait, if she's 5'9", and so Query is a little bit taller than her, so maybe 6'2"? So that probably means that Gon is probably like closer to 7 foot. 6 mark, yeah. Yeah. Big muscle woman. Which I assume is Prince of shirt. Dozens. I thought she was like small. I thought she was little thing. Nope, she's bigger than me. Dozens of pairs of eyes are on me when I grab a random locker and begin stripping down to my clothes. Down my clothes. This could very well be the start of a raunchy movie clip. I pull my shirt up slowly, flip my hair to the side like a shampoo commercial. My bra is next in line. Piece by piece, I show off my slender physique. Eventually, my shorts slide off my legs and flops on the floor. It was quite a performance I put on. Yeah, a little extra. I chuckle at a few gasping noises from my audience. Right before I can jump into the shower stall, a hand grasps my wrist. Whoa. Query releases my hand and points at the faucets stalls. She doesn't hide anything with the towel in her hand. My eyes have nowhere to rest. As much as her eyes fidget, I guess that's fine. You don't want to stare at the scar, but you don't, like, you can't look her in the eye. Stare at her shoulder, some shit. There is a fairly muscular body underneath those bulky cardigans. She isn't as big as Durong, but I wouldn't try to take her on a fight. My cheeks are getting hotter by the minute. I will just grab a quick shower. Shower, then tub? Query asks. Query cocks her head. I can't join you in the tub. My fur, jets. Query's eyes follow my hand when I pat the fur on my hip. Okay, I slip in an empty booth without looking back. Fur sheds. Yeah. So I guess that means they're gonna have to clean out the drains a lot more now that she's there. I love running my fingers against the back of each hand after trimming. What's for lunch, Query? My ears perk up and my tummy starts to make official complaints. Okay, her eyes are supposed to be red. I leave the curtain half open and peek outside. She's also wearing the stir-fried noodles, Query says. My stomach rumbles. I had nothing to eat since yesterday afternoon. President. I heard the new girl is staying with you. How was she? Says another. She's in there. Query points out. Oh, I didn't realize, says the second voice. The conversation seems to have moved on. No one wants to talk about me in my proximity. While everyone pretends to pay me no mind, Query silently keeps her eyes on me when I'm not watching her. I have many pleasures in life. Putting on fresh clothing after a shower has to be in the top 10. It is annoying putting on my clothes just to change chef's uniform when I reach the kitchen. We take the elevator to the first floor. Walk? What the hell? Oh, is there a backstory, or is it just monster people do the romance? So far, we've been getting kind of the backstory as we go. So like them talking about how she's here. She got hired as a sous chef because she is unintentionally undercover to kind of like make the two sides talk better with each other, that kind of thing. Not be so standoffish and what is it called? Passively aggressive towards each other, kind of thing. And since she's been in the military, it's kind of like, kind of know your way around certain things. We don't have to explain everything to you, kind of thing. A few Oregon's Trail. uh, getting up at their hour, most of them should be kitchen staff like us. I give them a short greeting. It goes as smoothly as it did in my practice. Step 1. Always start with a smile and a nod. Morning. I make sure to address each person. Step 2. Give them my full name, a proper introduction. I am Rue Chewbacca. Chewbacca. Step 3. Get a bit personal. Everyone calls me Rue. What else would they call you anyways? It's your first name. By the time the elevator reaches the ground floor, everyone feels warmer toward me. We crowd the hall for a few minutes where everyone listens to one of my stories. That's gotta be freaking annoying. Changing, well, I guess that means you change out of it. Yeah, okay, never mind. That probably wouldn't be as annoying, having to change from civilian clothes into your work uniform, into your uniform. That way, when you're going in between, you're not dragging your clothes all over the place. You're like a roller coaster, she said. I can't tell if you feel sorry for me or disgusted by me. The kitchen staff laughs. Doing that. That was so funny. Then comes the last step. I wonder if she's dreaming again. You know, I was a little worried before coming here. A little emotion always drives the point home further. She's good at this word game thing. But I'm glad I've made new friends already. Absolutely, Rue, says the kitchen staff. Talk to me if you need any advice. I will make sure you enjoy your stay, says another. My escort party breaks up into smaller groups. A few head into the large mess hall on the opposite side of the elevator. Meters away from the mess hall's entrance is a commercial kitchen where I expect to spend much of my time. Wait up! Azari calls out. A woman runs up to me. Her wild hair bounces in the air with every step. Oh, she's a soccer mom. Azari from security, how do you do? Oh, she's security. Right. Soccer mom security. Okay, that'll be fun. It's fine. Ari? Seems like a friendly face. Can't have enough of that around. Zari's voice is rich and heady, similar to the spurs of well-aged honey wine. It is what I imagine a popular girl in a storybook would sound like. Although there is something different about her that I can't point out. I'm fine, I start. Anyway, I require biometrics for your security clearance. Can you make time now? Zari demands before I can finish my greeting. That's right. Imkan wanted me to speak to her about this too. It'll only take a few minutes. Let's go. Sure, I said, and followed along. Before I know it, Zari leads me by the nose to the front desk to collect several samples of my fingerprints and voices. Do voices. She also takes an unflattering photo of my face. Pose photography is not a required skill for security personnel. The angle is a bit low, the lighting is all wrong. At least this photo is only for security usage. Despite Hazari's vibe, I'm unsure I like her. At least I get to change in my work into my work. With the help from a random woman in the room, I braided my hair. I also slip on protective shoes for the kitchen. I'm never fully comfortable walking in these, even if the tips are spaciously enough for my toes. Spacious enough for my toes. She's got clawsies on her footsies. Her toes are more like cat claws than anything else. Meanwhile, Query has finished changing and is waiting by the door. It's up pretty. Her kitchen staff uniform, pleated with a red scarf. Looks professional. I wonder, because I've got fur from the elbow down to my wrists and the back of my hands. So, how does that work? I know. But she mentioned shedding first, okay? It's not suspension of belief. She said it first. I'm just carrying along with what she said. Query drags her feet towards the kitchen. Isn't she supposed to be in charge? I got a vibe that she's supposed to be in charge. I might be wrong. She has stayed silent ever since we reached the elevator. Hey! I exclaim. Query yanks her hand back when I try to touch her. Sorry, we're still not at the touching stage yet. Not the hands, Query says. I'm sorry, won't happen again, I admit. Query nods. The kitchen is twice as big as what I used to, and also twice as neat. These large ventilations must be worth every cent they paid for them. Can't pick up any smoky scent from the air. There are separate areas for different cooking processes: washing, preparing, cooking, serving, and cleaning. It's overcooked too! Pork edition. Wow. Breathe. Query leaves me behind and moves fresh ingredients out of the large fridge. How am I supposed to... Or what am I supposed to... Query frowns and shakes her head. With her fancy scarf, I was under the impression that Query was the head chef. I never thought to ask her. A cook walks into me with his tray full of frozen meat. Can you move? He grumbles in annoyance. Sorry. Thank you. Kitchen in the morning is hectic. Everyone is staying in their designated areas. Shh! Hey! Cook near the door calls out to me. She was the woman I greeted in the elevator. Sakan, if I remember correctly. An intimidating figure, just like many others I've met in this building. If they're all intimidating, are they really intimidating? Shall I help you with something? Maybe prepare the meat? I mean, she real intimidating with that scar across her face. Yikes. Sakan was walking around and inspecting equipment when we first came inside. You run around kitchen like chicken, instructing others. Sorry, you want work? Talk to head chef. You just walked in. Who? The woman bobs her head towards a figure that just slipped through the kitchen door. Good morning, everyone. Her mellow voice comes first before she enters my full view. No fire, only calmness. She sounds different from the previous two head chefs I worked for. Good morning, Etta. Morning, Etta, says another. Eyes are a little settling. Good morning, Query. Query gives her an acknowledging nod, then returns to her fine task. Let's give it our all again today. Her voice does poorly at painting the right image of the speaker. She says that about everyone. Whereas her voice carries a soothing warmth, her eyes are devoid of any spark of life. Okay, so it's not just me. Her eyes are a little unsettling. Whereas her words are encouraging and benign, her smile is impishly wicked. Chef, the rookie is here, says a kitchen staff. The one that relieves Denba. And one staff points me out to my new boss. I do realize that, dear. Right. Of course. The staff meekly nods and smiles to herself, like a child trying to earn approval from her mother. The eyes are wrong. but they have similar plant tattoos? I don't know what those are, actually. Etta studies me while speaking to the tall cook. Her unwavering focus is making me unable to look away. Stands out, no, says Etta. Dainty nymph, sun kitchen. Etta puts heavy condentations in her sentence. Is she establishing her territory? But dainty is a compliment, isn't it? So, dainty among human and nymphs, and possibly merfolk, I get that. I don't think it's much of a compliment for the Oregons. I might be wrong. We may find out. He waves the other cook away. Back to work. And to her. Attend to me? Oh, I'm scared. Yes, chef. Cook. I look at Query for guidance, but she is too busy with her task. I'm Etta, the head chef to this kitchen. I hope I can make your limited time here memorable, my dear. Limited? What? Etta spreads her fingers towards me in a welcoming gesture. Well, you are going to say correct? I hold her extended hand in mine and give it a squeeze. Rue Chewbacca. I go by Rue. Rue it is. Thank you for your introduction. My cheeks burn up when my warm hand encases mine. Her warm hand encases mine. It is so easy to feel dwarfed in her overwhelming presence. Everything here feels foreign, from the weight of the door to the people. So, I start. What do I do? Come, is all she says. We gather around Etta as she prepares a dish. Query walks up to her with a few plates of ingredients. Passes the raw ingredients before Etta needs to use it. It is as if we're watching an artwork being painted. Etta and Query are a body in its shadow, with Query following her movements effortlessly. I wonder how long they've worked together, or is this something Query is just good at? Like, she's naturally good at following whoever's in charge's motions after a bit. I stand with our kitchen staff crowded behind me. She trades her usual empty glance for passionate eyes. I like the way her shirt bulges with her back muscle. Okay. She adds a generous amount of meat in the pan. Seeing the chicken meat getting tossed evenly in the pan makes me starving. She uses corn flour mixture to thicken the sauce. Oh my god, are they gonna go into detail every time? The noodles and the soy sauce base come together in a delicious combination. I want this flavor in every dish that comes out today. Etta. Everyone takes turns to have a taste. Come away chuckling with satisfaction. You will have some, do you not? While the others only have a mouthful, Etta hands me a small plate. Okay. A whole plate? I ask. Etta smiles. I'm debating if I want to order pizza for dinner because it's late and I don't want to go anywhere. Order that pizza! Etta smiles. She nudges the dish towards me until I grab onto it. Etta must have heard my silent wish to devour the entire wok of food, or she has caught my wanting eyes and salivating mouth. She can probably hear your stomach by now. Thanks. Truthfully, I had nothing to eat since yesterday, I admit. Eat up then, says Etta. The texture is on point. Chicken meat is just the right amount of firmness and softness, I am in love with the richness of this thickened sauce. Every strand of noodle is coated evenly. It leaves me feeling satisfied. Holy shit. I knew that there was some, you know, talking in the kitchen. I didn't realize they were going to go into this much detail. Hopefully it's just for the start, and then after this we won't have as much detail about cooking. I sprinkle red pepper powder on my meal and finish my noodles off. But a little bland, I say. Yikes! You said something? Etta asks. Although the taste of the ingredients is brought forth, the flavor leaves plenty to be desired. Is this how the Oregons like it? It's nice. I will be on the line, right? No. You will prepare the produce, help out with serving the food. Okay. Then is it until I get used to the kitchen? Etta pauses. I cannot promise that, he admits. It is true you are here to fill a position in the kitchen left open by my previous sous chef, but it is always Query who would be promoted. Okay. It is not. Is that not right, Query? He asks. Etta turns to Query, who is supervising the preparation station. Query shyly nods. There must have been a miscommunication with the boss. It was our mistake. We can still pay you the sous chef rate. No, I want to be paid the same as others. This is so humiliating. As soon as I start my work for the day, I find out about the good news and the bad news. The good news is they use the same vegetables as what I was used to. The bad news is that they require double the vegetables as nymphs or humans do. After spending immeasurable hours of peeling potatoes back home, I thought I had escaped it by now. Etta. Orin, pasta is overdone by 20 seconds. Seconds? How can you tell that? My ears perk up, trying to absorb as much information as possible. Really? I think it passes. Orin speaks up. You will remake this, will you not? Yes, chef. Orin says. Right away, chef. Etta doesn't shout, very unlike the other chefs I worked under. Even then, she's still a tight ass. Think out loud. It is difficult to tell from this angle, especially with her apron on. I draw in a sharp breath. Why am I even checking her out? I need to get laid. Stat. No shit. I'm trying to lay everything that moves. It would be nice if I could find it. It would be nice if I could fit in by the end of the week. I want to become a cog in this kitchen engine, where I can find the right utensils in the kitchen, which staff is on which workstation, and so on. Would Etta be impressed with me then? True, I forgot what it was like before you were here, she would say. Because, my dear, you are an amazing cook. Quiet, efficient, and possess a great body. Humble, too. I could just kiss you. But only after work, okay? Because doing it in here is very unprofessional. Yay, food. I giggle to myself, which earns me a few glances. I have to admit, these staff are worth every cent. Every time I look over them, without fail, they would be hard at work without a word of complaint. My bucket needs another dozen potatoes to get full when the other staff have filled their second one. Query peels faster than the other. Evenly strips skin, spiraling downward into her waste bucket. Sakan makes time to help me lift my heavy vegetable bucket to the preparation station. I feel a little useless. No, I should stop being so hard on myself. This is my first day, and the others have better physical capabilities than I do. Giving up now is pointless. fine to take time observing the trade. It is nearly lunchtime. I want to at least show I can handle serving the food. People have filed up the tables by the time... Filled up the tables by the time we bring the food outside. Oh, look at you, a brand new face. Hey, I'm Ruchuba. Whoa! Query appears right behind me and nudges me towards the trays of vegetables. I serve here? Query nods. I am unsure what happened back then, but we are back on smiling terms. The usual please, President says. Cool. Double everything. Query. Oh, okay, I can do that for you. These folks can really eat. I mean, it takes a lot of food to keep that body going, you know. Query stops my scooping hand in its tracks. No tomato, Query says. Right. I fill his order as fast as I can. Queue is getting full. There are already 2 lines of people waiting for their lunch. I want half of what I had yesterday. What? Come on, this is getting unfair. Query has to remind me how much to fill the tray once again. Here you go, enjoy. 3 lines of people are queuing now. Still no sign of Durong among them. I guess coming. Seafood fried rice, please. We even serve that? Don't make faces at residents, says Sakan. Sorry. Some people order meals in advance. Sakan explains to me as her hands continue. It's her first day. Everyone please spell out orders. I feel like I'm being put on the spot. Here you go. Thank you. The other person would be stuck at my area and hold up the queue. Keep hands moving. Sure. I comply. What'd you get? Hey, Pink Pint. How are you? How did the raid go? You're up kind of late. No, you're not. This is not late for you. Kind of late. It's getting there. Thank you for the host. Getting there? Okay. It has calmed down a bit at the end of lunch. I'm not as hungry as I thought I would be, thanks to the plate of noodles I got from Etta. Does it count as special treatment from the head chef? Probably not. I grab another plate regardless. The food we have is decent. The community must make a killing to be able to afford all this. Killing in a literal sense, I figure. It has been years since the big war, but occasionally there would be news of several groups of rebels rising hell in some remote areas. I'm playing a horny sous chef who's actually a busboy right now. Bus girl? Bus woman? Bus server. She's a server right now. More people would rely on the Sentinels' responses rather than the military's. Wonder sometimes if things would be different if they had consolidated their forces. Lakam. And I said to him, "You actually teach class? All this time I thought class was metaphor for your cult." Seriously? I asked. I try to sound interested between bites. You should see him, said someone. Aka, surely not the teacher type. Remember that time we went to camp? I got stumped once they started discussing the past I didn't participate in. Some of these people have been acquainted for longer than I have been alive. Query quietly eats her meal at the table next to it. Should have joined her instead of this group. Might be at the same table, eating the same food, talking about the same thing, but I am not a part of their conversation. Dimgon isn't here either. Apparently she prefers to have her meal down in the basement with the eel woman. Durong said she wasn't the isolated type. How much conversation could you have with something that cannot talk? He's over 50, no? Very Sakan. Sakan. I would retire by his age. 50? Gasped a staff member. These staff are on the subject of a former resident. Bit too young for retirement, don't you think? Oregons live past 150, right? He's a gray. Gray? Ask. Oh, of course you don't know. A gray-skinned. They don't live long, said the kitchen staff. Since Oregons weren't a substantial part of my life, I had no reason to read up on them. I only knew the major differences between us, through news and books. Come to think of it, there were a few discolored Oregons back at lunch. Colored? Sorry, too, would be who they call a gray, wouldn't you? True. That... quite sad. I had a gray cousin, too, said Sakan. Died at age 55. He swallows a large piece of meat before continuing. He lived in a communal house for grays. I had to have leave and tend to her until she passed away. Khan continued. No children? I asked. Bro! The wrong surprises me when she speaks, when she pokes me on my shoulder blade. I jolt forward with each ticklish jab. Ow, 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 ow! Somehow, she takes it as encouragement. Strong keeps poking until I look up at her. Got a little more playful in a day. Even though I destroyed her clock. What? I asked. Let's talk. Okay. Ron gives the other staff her salute, then walks to a faraway table. Excuse me, girls. Hey, love. Here for lunch? Durong shakes her head. I'm here for you. Me? What did I do now? I came by to give you this. This is... key card. Durong holds my hand in hers and presses the card into my palm. Couldn't have gave me that at the table? You can come home anytime now. Home. Just tap this on the handle. You can only open our door, though. Thank you. Wrong nods. The uniform suits you. Look very pretty. It does. The ceiling is spinning a little. My cheeks heat up from her compliment. Meanwhile, Durong is still wearing that nonchalant look on her face. Come by often and you'd get to see it every day. Not like I don't want lunch here. Well, then join us? I inquire. I will get you a plate. It's fine. We already had lunch. Who's we? What is it? I poke. Durong swallows. I am free now. So... free now? I need to do some cleaning up in the kitchen after my meal. Sure. I will leave you to your friends, then. Friends? I look back at my table. One person waves at me from the table. Well, I'm not sure when I'm done since it's my first day. I will try to finish it early. No worries. I will probably take a nap. Admits. See you soon? Sure. Durong gives me a quick salute, then leaves. Made a friend. One dish down, a mountain of dishes to go. Ironically, I miss washing dishes. There's a sense of satisfaction from clearing up everything. Dirty room, the backyard, a big pile of laundry, my weekly salary, and so on. Feels! Oh no, 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 no! I hear Orin call. This is bad, awful, terrible. Orin continues. I need to go to the market today. It's my last chance to grab that limited edition purple tuxedo wooden doll. Like Tuxedo Mask? Like from Sailor Moon? But it's also your turn to clean up, no? I hear Sakan. Conversation between the other two breaks me from the tranquility of my repetitive task. These two women are my last bastions against the dirty dishes array. Other staff, including Query, have already left the kitchen for the day. I know, but Micah is leaving real soon. Can't leave now? Who would sort trash? Aka counters. Besides, no one should care about wooden dolls anymore. Not at your age. That attitude is why I can't ask anyone else to buy it for me. Orin admits. Can't stay, can't leave. Huh? Don't you owe me a favor, Sakan? Can't you take this shift on your own? Can't you? Can't you? Can't you? Orin pokes Sakan multiple times on her arm. Sakan shakes her head. I have date in town. Why today? Orin comes back. I don't even know how to answer that. Sakan. What are your worries? Maka is always late, no? Clean up and leave. Or she's very early. Orin says. This Micah has a bad reputation among the residents. I have to wonder how she can still keep her job. You have a point, Sakan says. Now I'm worried I won't make my date. What's going on? I interject. You girl? Uh-oh. You shouldn't have said anything. You need cleaning up? I can help you. I offer. Really? They both share a glance. Share a glance. I won't even question it, Orin says. You need to take the trash out and sort it. It should take 20 minutes. At most. You willing to do that? I wasn't very helpful today. This could be a good learning opportunity. At the same time, I could hang out with Durong if I left. We'll help out. Sure. I'm not trying to question your goodwill, but what do you get out of this? Orin said quickly. It makes sense to question the new girl on the block. I was thinking a favor now for a favor later. Even if I meant well, it is difficult to ask them to place their trust in me right on the spot. Could cost them their jobs after all. They could trust me more if we're a two-way street. Actually? Orin asked. Why is that the first place you went? Sexually? Sakan asked. Without any prompts, the two women came to the same conclusion. Do I ooze that vibe? Does this face scream desperation? Apparently. Sure. Why not? Not sure if I'm into that. But maybe once is fine. Orin fidgets her fingers. I'll do you. Khan does not care. As long as it's not with Orin's simulations. simultaneously. Atlantis simultaneously. Jesus fucking Christ. I heard that, Horn exclaims. Of course, I spoke with indoor voice. The Sakan. They know with their tongue-in-cheek. They know that was tongue-in-cheek, right? Sakan is my type, but Orin does not get my groin tingling. Oh lord. You gotta put the trash in the correct recycling bins, Oron. Green for general trash, orange for organic, and yellow for recycling. Women share another look. Is this really okay? Orin doubts. I really need to leave now. So do I. Breathes Sakan. Suck on. It won't be long at all. 10-20 minutes max. Thanks, says Sakan. "10 minutes, she says. Won't take long, she says. I must have been sorting through the trash for an hour already. Trash bags don't come in proper colors like they did back home. The large bins and heavy lids add up the time I spent there. Hey! That's useful feedback. Take notes in my head. I wonder what Durong is doing. Cute how she wanted to hang out with me. The way she said you're friends sounded like a little like jealousy. It is tempting to pick on her using that angle. The last bag is in the bin, waiting for the truck to pick them up tomorrow. This amount of food waste, trucks need to come by every other day. It is, however, none of my business what happens to the trash. Time to take a rest before dinner. Click, clack. Click, clack. Huh? Click, clack. Uh-oh. Did I just lock myself in here? Oh my god, I just locked myself in there. I try one more time to no avail. You cannot try the same thing over and over and expect something different to happen, apparently. No, that's the cause of madness. That's the term for madness. The handle is jammed at its current position and refuses to move. My understanding, everyone in this building should be taking their afternoon naps by this time. Oh shit, I exclaim. Anyone there? I bang on the heavy door to an empty. There is no comfortable way to knock on a hard metal door. Sides of my hands grow redder and more painful. Only 3 of us were in charge of cleaning up. Anyone? Try again. Damn it! Bakan and Oren must be on the bus by now with no reason to come back. With my next shift not happening until another hour or two, this is the best time to not carry a phone. It is unlikely I can use my phone anyway. My prepaid ran out a few days back. The doors thunk loudly from my kick. Ow, damn it! I took a shoe I just took off and throw it at the bin. Today get any more wrong? Put my shoe back. Ugh. Great sexual favors to get locked in a garbage room. Ha! Ha 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 ha! So stupid. At least it isn't hot in here and the ventilation is working. If I were stuck in any other bin room, my nose would stop working in 5 minutes. The truck door, of course! My luck, the truck door will only explode gently on my face. As I walk over to the other side of the room, the door behind me slides open. Huh? Etta? Etta emerges from behind the door, still in her uniform. She glances around the room and settles her gaze on me. Thank you. Thought I would be stuck in here until this evening. She is unnervingly quiet, blocking the large door with her whole body. Anyone would feel rattled, an almost 2.5-meter giant looking down at them. (8'2". 2.5 foot is 8'2" in feet. She extra big. This handle, Etta starts. It jams sometimes. You have to really push it in and turn. Etta explains it to me with her soft voice, as if she is unaware of the thick tension between us. My heart could not stop its incessant pounding. It looks like she's got a scar on her finger. Well, that certainly would be useful next time I get locked in. Etta maintains her distance and scrutinizes my every move. Her face doesn't bear her usual smile, almost like I am speaking to a different person's body. This is not your duty, Etta said. Yes, I was helping out Orin. She had to go to town. Get some equipment. See? Etta said. It may get Orin in trouble if Etta were to find out why Orin left her kitchen duty. He moves back from the door and leaves enough space for me to get through. Go, Etta says simply. There is an unsettling feeling inside me on what just happened now. She didn't stall me for those questions alone. There's a beautiful scent permeating the air as I get in the kitchen. Are you cooking? Sure am, Etta admits. Etta slowly walks back to her pan like she has all the time in the world. It was the same meal this afternoon. As I recall, we were serving something different tonight. Can I help you with something? She asks. I look back up at her. Corners of her lips have pulled back into a smile. Are you trying to improve the flavor? You said it was bland. Sorry, didn't think you heard me. It was perfectly fine. My taste buds are useless sometimes, I tell you. Etta only chuckles along with me. Didn't expect my throwaway comment to bother her this much. If you want, I could stay back and help you. No need for that. If she cooked by herself during rest hour, she must not want company. Okay then. See you in around an hour. Need my rest to perform well next shift. Good work today, Etta said. Etta turns to give me an easy smile. Thanks. You too. Door slides open into the hallway. The rest of the day goes about as good as it gets. Oren and Sakan barely made it back in time. They thanked me profusely for helping them out. I doubt they meant what they said about our proposal. Durong doesn't show up for dinner, but I will see her back in her room. It is dark outside when I come back to the familiar hallway. We had a long shower, Query and I. Wait. Query eyes me curiously. Pull my keycard out and hover it close to the handle turns after the beep. It works! Of course, Query said. Query shakes her head in defeat and goes back into... Nothing wrong with having little joys in life. Yay, food! Enjoy your food, man. Durong is already home in her cute pajamas. Query walks towards the bed and flops down face first. Brent jumps upward to about half a meter, then lands on his feet. Spirit. He licks his paws as if nothing weird just happened, and he jumps on Query's back. So a cat. Does this happen every day? True. What was the rest of your day? Wrong ass. To be honest, I also want to plant my face on the bed right now. I'm exhausted. Hear me up there, Durong? I fall into her and enjoy having her firm body against mine. Hey. Durong sighs inwardly. When I open my eyes, I am already tucked in under my blanket. Durong's scent rubbed off me. Flower petals are crumbling when I open my palm. Its wrinkles turn forever dark, unlike the rest of its peer in the garden. But its scent is stronger now, coating every inch of my skin it was dying in. Ruth, why are you here? Darla looks over my shoulder. Come on, let's enjoy the food with the group. Darla's smile warms my insides, a new face to replace Samuel. What is the point of learning about new people if it would only see them for a few months? I wonder where Samuel has... My last memory was him asking for a break due to his mental breakdowns. Young people these days lack the resilience that... We missed you. As I look into the distance, the women in my group turn to us and wave. Why do I trust her if they were fine without me a moment ago? I don't want to be difficult, I whisper. They don't like me, Darla. They talk over me a lot. If I'll only be speaking into the void, I'd rather be here. Silly Ruth, you know we love you. Let's give us another try, for me. Darla pats my shoulder gently. We saved you the best piece of cake. I know how much you love your meringue. Darla pleads. Faint memories of my dream last night soften my inner resolve, but I fight against it. Dogs don't. No, Darla, it won't matter to them if I were there. Okay, so the cat was just a zip tie. I pull up my brake and move away from Darla on my wheelchair. 0500. Which is 5 a.m. if you don't know military. 5 in the morning. 5 before the rooster crows. Judging from the lights coming through numerous windows, not just us who got up early. Convoy of delivery trucks drive up the hill and into the area after passing several several security checkpoints. Sorry. I give my shoulders a few rubs to warm myself. Despite the warm weather throughout the day, the nights here are freezing. Save. Meow. Spirit meows at me from behind the screen door. He wants to leave. No chance. Grab him when I walk inside, dropping him on the ground only when the door is closed. Query. Up already? Query picks him up and strokes his fur. Hey. Query nods at me. She walks to the closet to find herself a clean uniform. Should also get ready for the shower. It is much better to take a bath at night when no one else is around, since we replace the water right after. I can submerge myself in the tub. You're up early, the Wrong says. The Wrong comments from her position on top of the bunk bed. I guess our noises must have disturbed her. Morning, Durong, said. I flash her the biggest smile I can muster. She descends the ladder and comes close to me. Can't sleep? Well, since your clock hasn't been fixed, I thought I could wake up early just in case. With its crossed wiring and smashed face glass, it looked like modern art. That was unnecessary. Get more sleep next time. Is this how it came across? The Wrong has been helping me out ever since I got here. For once, it would be nice to feel needed. Cut it, Wrong. Wrong. That wasn't the only reason. It's a bit chilly at night, hard to sleep like this. So, more practices today? Wrong said. I would rather be over-prepared. Is the deployment going to be dangerous? I ask. No. The Wrong said. I don't. Ganbong is a peaceful region. We won't be on the front lines either. We are just there for backup. Peaceful. Ganbong has the biggest tropical fish farms in all of Agarong. She is right. Just like Udala, Ganbong is too far up north to be any importance. Ex-imperial nobles make up the majority of rebels still lurking in the country. Being formally in power means they still have valuable liquid assets stashed away. It isn't hard to gather help when you have the money. Whether it is fame, fortune, or love, most people have a price. Wrong tries again. I have a short break between training. For lunch, if you want to talk about your day. Oh. A relaxing date with the Wrong is worth considering. I will be at the pool, right? I cut in. That's right. The Wrong. It's never a bad idea to hang out with the Wrong. Query and Spirit put on a dramatic farewell scene when leaves when behind. It takes her 3 tries to shut the door. Every time Spirit meows, she pulls the door open and gives him pats on the head. True cat owner. Hey, Query. Oh. I was hoping we could talk. Catching up to Query isn't hard since she always has her head in the clouds. I haven't had the chance to thank you for letting me stay with you. I know it wasn't your choice. At this distance, Query's only half a head taller than I. Unlike other Oragons in this place, she feels less intimidating. I was hoping that it would turn into conversation. That's fine. We have the space. Query says hoarsely. Don't take this the wrong way, love, but does it hurt when you speak? Her long scar, strained and husky voice all pointed to the same thing. A little, he admits. Query runs her fingers along the scars around. I read in history books that public execution was common back in the Usurpation War, especially in remote areas. Since a third of the Imperial soldiers went rogue, the Empire had no choice but to use untrained and unqualified soldiers to fight us. Smaller troops on the Imperial side were left to their own devices, resulting in barbaric practices from prominent figures of the thing. Query pauses. It's not like I've lost everything. Does still have Spirit. We found him when the battle broke out. We? Wrong in others? Query shakes her head. Her real family. But if she's living in this place by herself, she must not have any close relatives. How many people here lost someone in the war? Did you wrong? The day has only begun, and my empty stomach has already filed complaint. I find it interesting the community only has food between noon to around 8 in the evening. The wait between meals is unbearable for me. I am used to having 3 meals a day with snacks and cleaning. $12? I exclaimed. I have to do a double take every time I glance at the menu. If my stay didn't include paid meals, it would take a toll on my wallet. It is beef stew day. Thought of it alone whets my appetite. Well, if it's $12 and it's twice the serving, isn't it technically like $6 from what you're used to eating? If Etta let me have the rest of her cooking again, I don't need to wait until lunch to have my fill. Other staff members are getting the mess hall ready for the lunch crowd. I should get ready too. First thing on my list after I changed, getting a cup of coffee. Gross, Sakan exclaims. Sakan crinkles her nose in exaggerated disgust. What? Did you just add corn milk into coffee? Sakan questioned. The thought alone is unappetizing. It is, isn't it? Said back. Why did you think I tried it, love? Sakan shakes her head in disapproval. We should talk about your eating habits one day. My eating habits? What's wrong with it? Sakan ignores me and walks back to her workstation. Hey, tell me, Sakan! When I said that I like to chase girls, this isn't what I meant. Sakan tells me off when I get too insistent. He's still my boss. Shh. In this kitchen, Her Excellency is at the top of the food chain. Query is her main assistant. Then there is Sakan, who's in charge of prepping ingredients for line cook. Bottom, me. On paper, my title is still a fancy sous chef. In actuality, I'm a kitchen hand, an errand girl. Kitchen door slides open. Behind the door is a deep, red giant with dark eyes. Morning. Etta. Good morning, chef. Kitchen staff. Etta is here. Let the stress begin. He needs butter, milk, and corn flour for his white sauce. Where's the corn flour? I swear we had a bag open just now. Staff in charge of the sardine pasta dish mixes the sauce, then pours it on top of the pasta. A cook on my right is making the filling for her hot stickers. She has minced meat. Now she would need 20 grams of ginger and 1 clove of garlic. The cook adds a pinch of grated ginger and garlic into her ground pork. For the seasoning, 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sake, half teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and some lard for 1 batch. Note to self, eat before playing this game again. Oof, too much sesame oil. Etta will hate. I searched the room for her. To no one's surprise, Etta is silently observing the next process from the other side of the bench top. Ooh! I jump when her gaze falls on mine. She doesn't comment on the seasoning. It turned out to be a good amount. Only 2 wrongs this morning. I'm getting better. Since I can't cook, I resort to watching the others doing their jobs. I'm getting the hang of it now. You always watch them work, Rue? Asks staff. You're really into cooking, aren't you? I shrug. My hands speed up at peeling the potatoes in case she complains that I'm not doing my actual job. A cook in front of me puts aside a small sample of his pastries for Etta to taste. That flour was underworked. Can't watch. I expected. Gal deep takes a bite of the pastry. Staff, the cook, stiffens. His mouth spreads into a cringe. And in a split second, the corners of Etta's lips pull up to reveal her usual smile. Puts the half-eaten piece back on the plate. Served anyone that's flat, buttery mess, I imagine they would ask the chef. Do you not think so? I'm so sorry, chef. I don't envy his job. Puff pastries are notoriously difficult. On the job, dear. Sure. Ow. For heaven's sake. What broke this time? Etta quickens her steps towards the chef who just hurt herself. I don't envy Etta's job either. Either way, I should focus on my task. It is nearly lunchtime. Hey, let me help you with that. Okay. Food trays are heavy. Hope my constant lifting won't contribute to physique. Me with muscles? That would look so out of place. I have slim muscle. If I was wondering why they left so many large bones in the stew, I had my answer now. Oregon teeth are strong enough to chew through the bones. My ears pick up the crunch when the staff sitting around me bite into them. I think after we finish this day, we'll call it done. My plate comprises only boneless protein, and my palate is thankful for it. Hey, twin! I love you too, twin. How are you doing? I put up a struggle, but in the end, Query still chucked a hefty serve of brown rice and vegetables onto my plate. Oh man, that sounds so good. Nimgan. Check this out. Photo of done by Obi. Done by Ob. Let me see. Takes a few tight squeezes to reach the small spot behind Nimgan, where I can look at the photo over her shoulders. Nimkan joins the residence for lunch every few days if she wasn't too busy with her paperwork. Staff are less wary of her than they are of Edda. Left 4 Dead 2. Wow, Left 4 Dead, yo! I haven't played that in forever. To go by this photo alone, Denba looks like a reliable, sweet woman. Her Obai is so plump, boss. Obi is her name? That is adorable. It is difficult to get a word in when everyone else is talking over me. Denba must have been well liked. Everyone has gathered around just to look at her baby. I ignored my foolish feeling of envy, but what if I'm here to replace? I have my own values. It hasn't grown his tusks yet, right? How was Denba after birth, boss? I heard she had her baby standing up. He is recovering, says Edda. Close game. Were you almost won or almost lost? I clear my throat and repeat myself with a higher volume this time. He wouldn't have his tusks yet, would he? Hers, Nimga corrects. Her tusks will grow along with her permanent teeth. It is a funny thing. Edda gave me the impression she would be disinterested in casual community gatherings, and yet here she is sharing a moment with the staff. Since Denba was her sous chef, it makes sense that if they have a close relationship. The woman is strong as hell. That's the important part, is the fun part. Nimgan and Dorong said I reminded them of her. Wonder how much of it was true. Is she going to raise her boss? Raise her boss, or will the father? Lakan asks. Asks, yo. She hasn't confirmed yet, Nimgan responds. But I'm sure she will be back to ride your asses later. So her name is Obi? No. Nimgan. This is just her title. Denba Obi. Denba, after her mother? Yes, because she is still a baby. Obe means baby. Obi means baby in our old tongue. I recall reading about Oregon tradition of not naming their babies until they are older. Why would you name it when it's just born? Akana. Right? Nimgan responds, their personalities and behaviors will change so much. Yes. Please. If I had been named with the provincials of the Oregon. I see the benefits of picking your own name when you have learned who you are. Wouldn't it be confusing to have multiple babies at once, though? Are they all called Obe? No! Nimgan laughs. Baby names follow a specific order. Obe, Obeha, Obeda, so on. Obeha! Nope. So many buff babes. But what if the baby never finds out who they are? Would the children still have their sense of identity, with their titles being a part of their mothers? My mind dissects this new piece of information. This could be why the Oregons are more unified than other races, spend their early days without a unique identity. What do you want to do about Gaokan's electoral party, boss? Says someone. Ah, yes. My aunt Gaokan wanted us to cook food for her event, says Sakan. This is a lot of names to keep track of. From listening to the staff's chatter, Gawkon was a former Port Tuscan's resident who ended up joining the military. Nothing, Nimgon says. I have officially declined her request. He was part of a community, no? Says Sakan. It would have been a nice gesture. Consider this, Etta interjects. We helped her out, seen as an endorsement. Sadly, Etta is right, says Nimgon. While I believe Guakan only wanted to rekindle our bonds, the Usurpers is still a privatized organization. Can't be seen getting involved in this country's politics. That makes sense, sighs Sakan. Really hard for former Sentinels to get elected. Was hoping Guakan could be first. The leader, there are a lot of nuances to your actions. All this political talk makes me feel worn out. At the same time, I find it hard to leave my spot. This reminds me that I have yet to update Nimgon on my time here. Nimgon, call out. Her large shoulder is warm underneath my bare hand. The woman casts a large shadow over me when she stands before me against the light. Well, hello. Are you fitting in okay, Rue? Doing very well for myself. Can I come to speak to you after lunch privately? After lunch we were gonna go... Oh, man. Sure. Come see me anytime. I will be in my room. See you then. Rue, could you help us bring in the dishes? Sure. Lunch hour has... Time to clean up. Orin, I called. What is it? What did I do now? The new girl? It's Rue. Right. I was getting there. Were you? We might be part of a team, but we haven't grown any closer. Orin always prefers her own company, even during lunchtime. Although on the occasions when her dictatorship graced us with her presence, Orin would eat at Etta's table. Though only social interactions I have ever seen her with Sakan. Even then, it wasn't friendly. We're cleaning up today, correct? I asked. That's right. Yes. She's seriously trying to recall my name. This is a one-syllable long, twice-in-one conversation. Anyway, I just thought you should be wary of the trash room's doors. I had them shut closed on me last night. Oh, I know that. I could tell you, but I didn't. What? You oversized weeb? I thought you'd figure it out. What? Sakan probably forgot it too as well. Her laugh brings a chill down my spine. Look, all I'm saying is I have to get back to work. Orin interrupts me and turns back to her. What an odd bird. I'm starting to see why she isn't more popular. I head to Nimgon's room after I finish my assigned task. The temperature drops by several degrees the lower I descend down the staircase. Walls with chipped paint add eeriness to this dank place. I can't see the appeal of having a whole floor to yourself. I mean, it's nice. You can do whatever the hell you want. And, I mean, technically, she's not down here by herself. The other woman's down here with her. The merfolk woman. I forgot her name. Maiko? No, Micah is the one that's late. Empty basements always give me the creeps. There's a small window looking outside. The point of it is lost on. Since this place is deep beneath the water's surface, you can only see empty, dark blue water. Is this window made for something to look inside instead? Yeah, the merfolk one, the one you met earlier. I've yet to catch any glimpse of Morak. Morak. That's her name. Hope she isn't around today. Once again, the no entry sign at the corner piques my interest. Wrong said this area used to be the living quarters. These days it serves as a repository. I want to be nosy, but I really shouldn't. But also nosy, but really shouldn't. Let's go be nosy. No. Let's go be nosy. I doubt I could do much harm exploring it. After the day was finished. The day's technically not finished. This day. Because as far as I know, the day finishes when you get back in your room and you go to sleep. As far as I know. I doubt I could do much harm exploring for a bit. I could always turn back. Beyond this point, the light grows dimmer. Must have been a long time since that they changed these older bulbs. Clack, clack. The door next to Nimgon's room is locked. I slip past the no entry sign. The excitement from breaking the rules gets my heart pumping faster. There's a tunnel at the end of this dark corridor, fenced off by a formidable metal gate. More building materials have been stacked along the wall. Were they reconstructing this area? Or locked doors? Luckily, ever since I got locked in the waste room, I have been bringing hairpins everywhere. While my skill might be rusty, these primitive locks should pose no challenge for me. The hazy smell of disinfectants permeates the air. Despite that, it couldn't cover up a fishy note from my nose. My hand searches the wall to find the light switch. Boxes of all sizes are stacked neat in this room, blocking the door corner. To peek inside one of them, they only contain non-perishable household supplies and appliances. I don't know what I expected. Weapons? Say out loud. Few folded beds line up against the far wall. They have seen some use, judging by the scratches on the wooden bedposts. It is difficult to pinpoint the origin of this smell, but it grows stronger in the direction of those beds. Base. I should leave them as they are. I can't imagine finding similar things in other locked rooms. Might as well. Take a deep breath and gather the courage to approach the only double door next to the tunnel gate. Beneath my feet is water that smells like the sea, flowing into the tunnel. Mesh decks netted by steel wires separate me from the water below. The decks clatter when I step on certain area. It looks like they took a picture of an actual door and then just kind of drew over it. My attention turns back to the double door. Protruding metal plates with hooks are on either sides of these doors, riveted into the wall. Like they're braces. Put chains and these to bar the door? The metal plates on this side of the door. This room must have been used to keep something in. It is also locked, as expected. Just open it. Sure, fine. Don't put your ear to it or anything. Let's see. Light switch should be around here. It is empty. Brackets. The wall of this room is cushioned with white pads. Even the floor is soft beneath my feet. More metal plates are on the far side of the room. What are you doing here? Nimgon. Shit! You shouldn't be here. Majorly busted. I'm sorry. Nimgon's grimaces, narrowing her eye to a slit. This area is off limits. Just because you are... He pauses, her fists shiver with anger. I should have told you not to come in here. But the sign was there for a reason. Sorry, I should have stayed out. How did you get into that room? Nimgon thumbs at the empty white room. Was this the medical facility during the war? Yes. Look. I want to be able to trust you. I understand, I admit sheepishly. I will do my best not to disappoint you again. You have my word. Good. Back with me. Is she mad? Is that it? I got off surprisingly easy. She could break you in two if she thought about it hard enough. Don't question it. Nimgon leans into the couch, reads up on her papers. Still more at ease without Morak there. Here this time. Can't help but notice you called yourself the usurpers during lunch. I say it again. Nimgon sighs in frustration. Her anger has subsided. That's fine, right? No one had a problem with that phrasing. Probably didn't notice it either. We have been called that for too long. Sometimes it's just... They only rebranded the usurpers into the Sentinels a few years ago. Suppose no one expected it to stand the test of time. Even normal folks still refer to them as usurpers from time to time. Rebranding was a smart choice. Them being a prominent armed force, the name usurpers would likely detract foreign relations. I don't expect you are here just to talk about my slip of the tongue, he says. I will get straight into it then. Exactly how many people know about me being a former soldier? Query certainly does. Query making your life difficult? She asked me. That's odd. Not the kind of person. But I can talk to her if she causes you trouble. No, she's a sweetie. I won't repeat it, but it's something she said in passing that bothered me. You did take the news a bit too well, Nimgon said. But she bottled right after our meeting. Should have expected that. Perhaps she wasn't paying enough attention? I would rather take this explanation than to keep thinking about it. Else knows. The elders, Nimgon explained. Elders? We are in charge of managing the Sentinel's facilities. I also inform the facility heads of catering, security, and maintenance. If you want a number, it is around 20 people. More than I expected. Think to myself, it makes sense they were told about me, but something still nags at me inside. Why are you worried? He asked me. It isn't like we are ignorant, lived through the war. No, I didn't mean to imply. I hope she is right. Query is still sensitive after losing 2 young children in the war. What? Oh, Query. That's why I allowed her to keep a companion cat. When we talked this morning, I did not want to think it was Query's own kids. She is a big believer in the dreams. dreams? Some older Orogons still believe our dreams are a door to another world, where humans are the only advanced race on Earth. Live in that world. Most people grow out of them as they get older. In Oregon folklore, you die before these dreams are over, you cannot be reincarnated in this world. Query is understandably upset if she believes her children's souls are forever lost. I feel a bit calmer after our talk. Eventually the subject changes to something pleasant. I would never have thought that about you. Nimgon laughs. I admit I got a bit curious, but it turned out your women's sanitary products are not that bigger than ours. That is pretty interesting, Nimgon says. So what did Durong say? Well, it feels like we have been speaking for an hour. Nimgon apologizes every time she glances at her computer for not giving me her full attention. We're still in your uniform. Wouldn't it get dirty by the time you have to get back later? That's what spare uniforms are for, right? You were, what, changing into a new uniform every shift? Sure. Your laundry bills must be massive. That's normal, correct? Has anyone ever told you that you were bad with money? Nimgon says. How did you know? Common sense. Nimgon puts down the paper she has been reading and stretches. It amazes me that she has read through a small stack of papers while we were talking. I would have left if she didn't insist my company was welcoming. So annoying. Are you okay? Asked. I'm having a massive headache. Probably hypotension. Flirt. Did you know that neck tensions can lead to headaches? Oh, of course. I did wake up in a weird sleeping position last night. Sometimes when I get too busy, I sleep right on the couch. That's not good for you, son. That's no good. You should pay more attention to your own health. You're absolutely right. I'm not that young anymore. Like me to help with that headache? I know good massage techniques. I don't mind. I used to do this for my friend. One of them worked as a security officer. Fell asleep in a lot of weird places. Sure. Settle behind her with my hands running along her large shoulders. Giggity. Even with the cloth between us, I can still feel her warm skin in my palm. She's wearing a sleeveless shirt. Shirt? What exactly is a shirtless shirt? She feels much softer than she looks. The scent of tar is still there, but is dwarfed by the warm and smoky perfume. Shirtless shirt. Okay, look, don't at me. Also, Twin, how are you liking the new setup? Does it detract? Does it make it harder to see things? Good. You are good, she sighs. Thank you, Nimgon. Nimgon purrs as my fingers squeeze and press down on every knot I find. I thought I pushed too far when I noticed the apprehensive pauses between flies. It was a little strange. Started. What was? Well, some kitchen staff called you boss. I mean, you are the community manager, correct? Older. bit of internal and external relation. Nimgon corrects me. Yes, but isn't Edda our direct boss? I guess. Get to the point. What I meant was I only know you for assisting me with recommendations. Ah, long-winded way to say I'm your only landlady. I am only your landlady. Ah, thank you for this. My pleasure. Yeah, your pleasure, you horny little butt. Nimgon seems pleased with my skills. Wonder if I can give her another nudge towards mutual satisfaction. So what do you want to do now? So what do you want now? He asks. Because you are not exactly subtle, and apparently I am not your boss. All up to you. This is an easy way we can both relax. Don't you think so too? Instead of answering, Nimgun turns around and pulls me closer to her by the backs of my... I get the feeling if you might be a little... You might want to leave now. Yep, you might want to leave now. Her hand runs up and down my back, looking me in block. Third try. Okay. I'm gonna get a little awkward reading, so forgive me. Who leave? Why? What? Thanks, twin. Her hands run... Fourth time. Cut. Her hand runs up and down my back, locking me in place. Her breasts press up against mine. Words aren't the focus of this, it's fine. It has been a while since I was this physically close to anyone. It only took me 2 days, by the way. 2 days. 2 days. I got hit 2 whole fucking... Wait. 2... Okay, 3 days. It took me 3 days. My bad. 3 days. Nimgon's mouth feels like... just like how I secretly imagined it. Both hot and wet. I can't talk now. Our sloppy kisses dampen my chin. She sighs adorably when I suck on her dark tongue, and it gets me even more excited. Jeezy crazy lemon squeezy. My heart rate quickens when the hand on my knee slides up my thigh. Holy shit. Do you want my bite? I asked. What? Maybe next time. You're not my boss. You're not the boss of me. There is a next time. I cannot help but let out a chuckle. Time flies when you're having fun. Second shift has started. More disasters await. My bite? What does that mean? Speaking of a disaster, Orin has a habit of frying her croquettes for too long. Since she removed it earlier this time, she should be safe from her Radiance's scrutiny. Edda, this looks burnt to you, does it not? What? Burnt? I thought it was only a little brown. Orin. This is not your standard work now, is it? Edda asks. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. You think it is suitable to serve other people with this kind of food? No, chef. You're right. Yes, I can see it now. I will remake it, chef. I'm glad to hear that. Is it just me, or does Orin always get treated harshly? He's still in shock by the looks of it. Her shoulders droop lower than usual. Oh, looks alright to me. I will stop you right there. Sorry? You're trying to get me to badmouth Etta? What? No. It wasn't my intention. I have work to do. Orin scurries away, trying to replicate the recipe. Trying to relate to someone is an easy way to get them talking. But despite all my attempts to befriend with her, working. What am I missing? She's a weeb. She's a giant weeb. Finally, my shift is over. I leave together with Query to the shower. Getting to the end of day. We talk the whole way back to our room. This familiar corridor starts to feel like home to me. Although, to be fair, I do most of the talking and Query quietly listens. Let's see if they show Query. Durong. We're still away? Fine. Back soon. Durong is speaking to someone on the phone when we decide. That's Durong. She's the one that caught me when I was up on the windowsill and nearly fell to my death. That was Kai Eng. She took the wrong flight. What? Then these bottles? Oh, and that's Query. And her cat, Spirit. Leave them, Rang said. Rang is very adamant about teaching this Kaiyang a lesson. They must have been sick of her cleaning up her mess. These bottles will stay for a few days. You're still in your outfit, said. Oh, I'm heading to the gym, Rang admitted. We're going to the gym after training? Isn't that excessive? This week is theory training. Oh, twin. Okay, look at her shirt. Look at the nymph's shirt. Does that say catnip to you or nip paws? What does that look like to you? This week is theory training. I haven't exercised since yesterday. Thank you. It is not catnip. She says, look, it's cute. It's catnip. Because, like, the paws covering the nips. Like, I get it. But it should be, like, a picture of a cat and then, like, a picture of nips or something. Or, like, a cat rolling around across her... something. But it says nip. Paws. So, like, nipple. And I'm like... But no. Our character says it is, in fact, catnip. I'm like, that's not... There we go. Lower the word. Or put two little cats where the paws should be. And then, yeah, lower the word still. I am so beating myself. Have fun, though. My thighs are still throb... My thighs are still throbbing from Nimgun's Dan's relentless fondling and kissing. Yeah, I bet they're throbbing from something else. If that was Nimgun's being lethargic from the lack of sleep, then I have trouble thinking of how she would be at full strength. That woman was insatiable. See you. When I turn back to Query, she's already gone under her blanket. I struggle to climb the ladder to my bed. I land face first into the pillow. Been another long day. Perhaps it is me being overworked. I fell asleep to a dream of nothingness. Now we're done. Yeah. Alright. So, we started a new day. We saved. Calling it done. That wasn't bad. It was 3.5. 3.5 hours we got. Pretty good. I'm glad it didn't end in 3.5 hours. That would have been terrible. But, for right now, we are calling it done. We are going to bed or something or whatnot like that. Well, fuck the pictures. Oh, there's pictures that you can see. Okay, unlocked everything without the wording in the way. Nice, so you can make screensavers. Cool. I like it. I love it. Yep, you can make screensavers. Um. Oh, whoa, they added more to the glossary. Okay. Oh boy. That's cool. They add more to the glossary as you go around. Anyways, I need to go to bed. I need to stop looking and go to bed, and we'll point this out the next time we stream it. I'm assuming you guys like the stream. Hopefully, yes, and then we'll play more on stream. Uh, yeah. Y'all have a great night. Sleep well, sleep warm. Peace.
Bye, have a great time.